Good morning, YouTube, solar YouTubers. All right, real quick. I got 83 coming in. It's charging up the EB3A. I got 72.1 volts coming in. Max is 90. 2.5 amps coming in. Max is 5.5. I'm putting 14 volts and 12.5 amps in. Right now, the fridge is not running, and I'm putting, that wattage into this. It was down to 68. I was down 31, 32 amp hours. And I did charge this last night before I go to bed, so that's why that's sitting there. I did buy me an all-in-one unit. It's a Vevor, Vevor. Let me see if I can go here real quick and show you this, what I bought. Okay, so this is not the exact model. They don't have it no more because I only bought the last one. So this looks just like it. It's a Vevor. So mine's a 3,000 watt. Okay, mine's a 24 volt. It'll be here Thursday, and it's a 110, 120. That MPP is a 120 MPP, and it is rated at. So it's a 3,000 watt max. Solar panel, I think it's 3,000. I think it's a solar panel coming in. It is 500 volts. DC, I'm pretty sure, or 450. And that's a charge controller. So I bought that for $254. This is $306, but this is not what I bought. I can't bring up what I bought because it keeps saying it's not available. So, and I bought the insurance for $36, $37. All right, so I bought the insurance. So altogether, I paid $324, something like that. Just real quick, we are bottlenecked on the system from the charge controller. I've been saying this for a couple of days now. I need to bring in more wattage. I don't have enough wattage coming in to keep the batteries charged up and the time it needs to be charged up. I just not bringing enough in. When the fridge is running, and when the fridge is running, the solar pretty much runs the fridge and doesn't put really nothing into the batteries. So the fridge is on and off, on and off. So I don't get enough solar coming in to charge that. I need to bring enough solar in to charge the batteries and to run the inverter at the same time, okay? For me to bring more watts in, I gotta have a different charge controller. That's just not big enough. Your charge controllers is limited by the volts coming in off your panel. So you have a short circuit voltage. Mine is 22.7, okay? So when you run them in series, a positive and negative, you add up the voltages, okay? I have 4 panels up there in series, and that's roughly 90 volts, okay? That can take 100 volts, easy, right? So I can't put another panel on there because it's going to exceed 100 volts, all right? And don't have to worry about the amps because amps are 5.55 short circuit per panel, but they're in series, so the amperage don't add up, so you don't have to worry about that. And then for 400 watts, charging 400 divided by 14.4, I need about 30 amps, 27.77. I've only got 20 amps there, so I need 30 amps, 20 amps there. For me to buy the charge controller, that is 150 slash 35 is $187. That's a Victron, okay? But that's maxed for that 400 watts. Okay, so if I need to bring another 400 watts, I can bring in another charge controller for $187, the solar panel for $225, the bracket for $74, the wire for $75. So I got another $400 or $500 I have to bring to bring in another 400 watts. And so I need a separate charge controller. So you have 2 charge controllers at $187 a piece, right? Or I can put all 8 panels in series and buy one charge controller. It's all Victron at the 250/60 and that is $351. And it's still going to be maxed out because I can't add any more to that circuit. I can add somewhat more panels, but it's pretty much maxed out. So you're maxed out. Your bottleneck is the charge controller. Okay, and I don't have enough solar coming in. I don't have enough battery. I know this. All right, so what I did was I bought me what's called a FEVOR Fever. Come on. Yeah, it's I had it. Hold on. Stupid. I bought this here for $254. This says 306, but this is not what I bought. I don't have one in stock, so when I bought it, it took it off. So mine's a 3,000 watt. Let's go down here to this one. So mine's a 3,000 watt. 3,000 watts coming in. I think mine's a 400 or 450 volts coming in charge controller. Okay, so it's bottlenecked at 500 volts DC. So you can put 3,000 watts up there and not worry about it. And I really wanted the sun go, but I just didn't. I didn't. Where's that now? Of course, I can't find it when I need it. There it is. So they got these awesome graphs on here. So the all-in-one is a pretty nice all-in-one. So when charging the batteries, you can use solar primary, then you can go to solar plus the grid. If solar's not bringing anything, not enough in, it goes to the grid. Or you can have the grid first, then the solar, and then you can have it combined. So it takes, solar, then whatever's not charging, then it brings in the grid would be like half and half of each, okay? That's what, I don't have the AC. I have it out there, but it's all physical, And so how I'm gonna hook mine up, this is the SunGo, I'm getting the Viver, it's all the same, right? So the battery's going in, you got a fuse on the battery, and you have a cutoff switch, okay? I don't have a cutoff switch, but I have a fuse. And that's going into the inverter, okay? Let me turn the fan on here. Okay, and the inverter coming out, what I'm going to do is, what I'm doing is I'm taking like a 20-foot extension cord, like a 6 gauge or whatever. I'm cutting it in half. So I have a female end and a male end, okay? So the female end, I take the half that I cut off, and I'm going to wire it up into the all-in-one inverter, and then it'd be the female hanging out. And then I'm going to be a power strip that has the 15 amps or 20 amps built in, circuit breaker built into the power strip. And so therefore, if you take that load, it will throw the power strip circuit, and then there you go. And I'm going to plug it in to the female end of the power cord. So therefore, you have your fuse and you have your disconnect. Just unplug it, right? And then on your AC end, I'm doing the same thing with the male end of it. So I'm going to wire the up in here, and the male end is going to be plugged into the wall. And when I don't want to plug into wall, I just unplug it. All right, and your circuit in the wall, that 15 amp circuit in the wall, your socket is the fuse. So if you're drawing too much, you're going to pop that fuse. So there's your fuse, and there's a quick disconnect. And then when you run your generator, if you have to run your generator, you just plug it into your port, just plug it in, and there you go. So it's so simple, so easy. I don't know why nobody really pushes this. I'm sorry to say this, I'm going to have a lot of people who's not going to agree with what I have to say, but trying to build a small emergency system using conventional charge controllers is stupid. It's really stupid. Let me show you. I only got a few minutes here on this video. If we go into, bear with me for a second. All right, so we go to the charge controllers, okay? you're looking at $169. It's a 60 amp, 12, 24, whatever, right? And you type on it, so it looks pretty good, But then you see that it's literally limited to, let's see if we can find it. I don't say it in here. See if it says it here. Yeah. So if you pry on this, so the max voltage coming in is 150. Okay, that's the max voltage. So you're still bottlenecked with the voltage. And then if you go to the other, Victron is maxed at the voltage. And then, it's pretty cheap. And all these are maxed out at voltages. They're going to bring in so many volts you're going to bring in. This Victron right here. This is the one that I have to have for my 400 watts. That's 177. You can type on this Renogy here, and it's max. Let's see what it says here. Come on, YouTube. Let's see what it tells you the max voltage. Now my internet's running slow. That's awesome. So its max voltage is, let's say here, nope. I have to go down to the settings and go down here to the actual pictures. Let's see what it says, what it's maxed out at. Yeah, 1,400 watts. That's what this is maxed out at. Okay, so that's a 24-volt system. The 12-volt system is 520. So I can't bring in another set of panels because it's maxed out at 520. So that's about 100. So no matter where you look, all charge controllers are maxed. They're all voltage limited, and so you're paying $195, $200, and they're all limited. $100. And they're all limited about the voltage they are allowed to bring in. And all-in-one, it's the max on those are 400, 450, 500. That's for, so if you need to bring in 800 watts or 1,000 or 1,200, you're looking at 3 charge controllers, because the Victron don't go that high, so you need 2 Victrons at $381. That's $600, or you need 3 separate ones at around $600. So for that price of $600, that's not counting your AC charger, and that's not counting your inverter. You know what I'm saying? So for the price of these components, and look how crappy all that looks. If I get that put together and hide the wires, it'll look great. But all-in-one is roughly the size of that box. If you close the lid, it's roughly, that box is a little bit bigger than all-in-one. All-in-one sits right there, and your wires, and it's just perfect. You plug it into the wall over here. And then when at night when I go to bed, and I can set it, automatically. You can set the AC charging for, when it gets to a certain, like right now, my fridge is running, and it's just barely charging. If it does charge. So I'm not bringing enough watts, and I know this, but I am bound by the charge controller. So that's why from now on I am pushing for the all-in-ones. That's why I bought the generic one, the cheap one. I'm gonna see how it does, and if it screws up, if it goes bad, see how the warranty and all that works, see how they deal with it. That's why I bought the warranty for $245. You're gonna have to have a warranty. You're gonna have to have a warranty for that. It's going to have the warranty anyway. But for $600, type in the right words. For $600 for charge controllers for a 1200 watt or whatever, you just have, this is just a smart way to go. And the money you buy in a good 12 volt inverter, And then if you put them in series, the batteries in series to be a 24 volt inverter. To get a 12/20 volt inverter, it's really expensive. You know, you're looking at a couple $100. And then you have to worry about the charge controller. And then you got to worry about, well, I'm not bringing in enough solar. And so you got to charge the batteries from the grid, from your generator, or from the wall. So how do you going to charge that? You know, that battery charger. Now I tell you now, that was about $225, I think. I got that on sale. That was about 80, I want to say 50 or 80. That charge controller was 120, I want to say. And I'm stuck. So for the money I bought in this, and this, and this, I could spend a little bit more and buy it all in one and not be limited by the input of the solar panels. So right now I am actually charging pretty good. Yeah, I got pretty good coming in right now. Sun's picking up. So I'm only putting in the 1.5 amps into the battery. It's running the fridge too, so it's not bad, but it's going to take 24 hours at this rate to charge. See what I'm saying? So, all-in-one system. We haven't seen the star of the show today. Where's she at? There she is. Star of the show. Saturn. Want to get kissies? Get kissies? There you go. You guys got kissies. All right, so end on that note. So I do got mine coming. Be here Thursday. I'm going to go get dressed now and go and get the stuff for it. I'm going to get me extension cords. I'm going to cut the extension cords down and get it ready. And I do need I got the disconnect quick. I got the so I'm going to put this on the positive here. So I got the fuse and I got this cutoff switch. I don't need a bus bar no more. So I got a cable coming off I got one more cable there I can use. There it is right there. So I have a cable coming off. I'm going to use these cables. So I'm not using the inverter no more, so I'm going to use the cables off of the inverter. What? She's getting no attention. So I'm going to have this come off the battery like so, and it's going to go into that fuse, and then the cutoff switch, and then into the all-in-one. That's the only real fuse you need, because the wall socket has a fuse, a breaker. Power strip here has a built-in. This one, I don't think this one does. Don't think this has a built-in breaker. I don't, but you can get these with a built-in breaker, and that's what I'm gonna go now and buy one. So you technically don't need to worry about the AC coming in or AC going out with a breaker and a switch or none of that stuff, because it's all built in if you buy it just right. The only ones you need is the switch, and I got it right there. So it's gonna be set just like that, and then the only thing I need is to disconnect this and bring it out here, and then the negative off the battery going into the charge controller, going into the all-in-one. So I'm gonna leave it as that, guys. Get off of here. But I wanted the SunGo I was looking at here. This is the 3,000 watt. It needs 24 volt battery input. I have that. It needs 120. It needs 120 volt from the solar panel to start working. Okay, I only got 90, and the best is 72. So I don't have enough for this to start running. So I didn't get this for, they had it on sale for $375 or something, $445 or something on their website. But I didn't know by looking that there is a cheaper version. I mean, a smaller version. So, oh well. But I got it coming Thursday, and hopefully I can just be plug and play. Have a good day, guys.